one of the owners of Individual Fitness, Mr. John Olson. How you doing, Johnny?
Good.
Man of many nicknames. So the reason being is because we're no different than you are, and we all have our own sort of story, fitness background, journey. And John's is incredible, and his story is like, there's not enough time in the video, but we're going to get a short version of it. So John's been doing some amazing things with his health and fitness recently, and inspiring so many. So let's hear about it. So John, first of all, let's hear about the old John. So tell us a little bit about where you used to be, fitness-wise.
Okay, well, I always grew up hating exercise. I always saw it as punishment. I always grew up, when I was growing up, I was always at least 50 pounds heavier than the person next to me, so to speak. You'd see the old class pictures, and I'm the guy who took up 2 spots.
Oh.
Gym class was really not fun. I mean, the sport part was fun, but then you had to run and all that other stuff, and I saw it as punishment, and I always get lapped and out of breath, and just hated this as punishment. I just hated exercise. I hated anything to do with it.
Yep. Now, and what was your solution? What did you turn to?
Oh, when I was young, I turned to blaming and eating. I could just, all the food, I mean, I look back and all it was comfort food. I never ate food for fuel. I was just, how can I eat this emotion away?
Yep, absolutely. And you're so not alone in that. There's so many people that turn to food and other things for comfort or for an escape.
Right,
really.
absolutely.
But anyway, so with that said, so there you are, you're overweight, out of shape, little pudgy Johnny, and just struggling. And so how did you get into the fitness business?
Well, that's an interesting story. I was going to get my cigarettes one day. I got up to 320 pounds, was my heaviest I'd ever been.
320?
I was going up to get my cigarettes one day. I got halfway up the steps of an old Victorian house, so right where it turns the corner to get the last lap in, so to speak, I mean, I basically collapsed. I had a sneak peek of Jesus, and I thought, I was always out of shape, so that burn in the lungs didn't scare me too much. So I thought, I'll just go get the cigarettes at the bar, because you could still get them then. And I got there, and it still burns. So I'll just wait there and I'll have a couple beers. And 2 hours later, that burn was just as strong and there as it was when I first did it. I thought, I better not get those cigarettes. I just better wait this one out.
21 years old and like on the verge of a heart attack.
Yeah.
And it's, the cigarettes is one thing, but it's all the food, the overweight, out of shape, that's scary.
Yeah. So
it's really scary.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you had that sneak peek of Jesus and did something about it.
Yeah, the next morning in the interim there, I had a Norditrac. My uncle had lost weight, so my excuses were running low, Fell off it many times, so it became a big clothes rack. And that next morning, took all the clothes off there, found a couple of things I hadn't seen in a while, lost watch and all that other stuff. And I lasted 10 seconds before I fell off. But it took me 3 months to go 5 minutes, but I just did something day in, day out.
And that's exactly what we tell people here to do. It's like you just have to start somewhere. And there is no wrong way to do it. The only wrong way to do it is to not do it.
Right.
So that's what we tell people. So really, though, the change has been mostly immense this past year, going into another year, where John has it hasn't been just a physical change, but it's been a mental change, his overall attitude, and I think that they're all kind of in combination with one another, because I think it does start with, if you look good, feel good, you're going to act good. I think it kind of all goes hand in hand. So, what have you done this past year to change so drastically?
Well, a lot of people put trainers on pedestals, and I just did what everybody else did. Do consultations. I'd watch people come in here, talk about what their goals were, and I'd watch them. We had a lady that didn't even last a minute on the treadmill, and now she's walking a half hour, just speeding along. Cybex, she lasted 20 seconds. Now she's up to half hour speeding along. Watching all these people achieve their goals, and just see them starting where they're at, because that's what we're really big at here. There's this inspiration. See the trainers come up here that as we're expanding, and just saw the common thing, get rid of that fear of failure. And I thought, maybe I should do that too. And then what really helped, Jim said, why don't you start where you're at? And that was a big thing, because it's like, geez, I'm a trainer here. I can't say, I ran a mile. But I did that and just took off from there. Did something day in, day out. Had to switch my routine as far as running and lifting weights, no more trying to pick up where it's left off, and just do what we preach here. And it started races and all that.
He's running races now. This is the kid that saw running as a punishment growing up, is now like eager and happy to run. We're finding love and joy in running races, and he ran one this past Saturday with a bunch of people here from Individual Fitness that partook in it. And tell us about that. I mean, it looks like maybe you did really well.
Yep. And what the main thing was there too is as I learned this last year how to win and lose at stuff. I mean, that's what really stuck out this last year. If I won, okay, what worked? If I lost or didn't hit a goal, what didn't? And in doing so, when you looked at that way, the jealousy of other people really went away. And being able to work with others and not be afraid. So when you start talking at the front of the line, and the lady goes, well, if you want to try to run this faster, you want to get up in the front. So I thought, I would never have thought of that. And that would never given to me because before, well, I'm not listening to you. And then not too long ago.
I don't need your advice.
Right, you be quiet.
That might work for you, but I've got this.
Right. And I wasn't really approachable to talk to. But now that I said, oh, okay. And I did that, and I got 3rd in my division and 21st overall.
Look, what? Yeah. So awesome. And he took up some hardware. Why don't we take a peek at this?
Right here.
Got himself a nice medal.
Right.
That's so awesome. And like he was humble enough, he didn't even really stay for the actual medal, so someone actually brought it in from the race, because it's not about that, right? It's like that's a bonus, and that's good. But so I'm just amazed. John has lost 140 pounds, and it's not just about the number. Of course that helps, but it's the willingness to change, the willingness to listen, the willingness to take advice and direction is what I've seen transform him. And we don't all know all that, but I think that he touched on a good point. As a trainer, you don't want to admit, well, I can't do that, because you have that fear of like you're supposed to be the best, look the best, and all that. So wow, that's amazing. So it's take our own advice, right?
Yeah.
And so the last thing I would want to ask you is, there's plenty of people out there that are struggling the way you did, the way you felt. What advice would you give them?
All right, give us a call. We can set up a consultation. We come in and we'll start you right where we're at. And there's no take the emotion out of it. We'll start you where you're at, and we'll develop a program for you to get to where you want to be. And it's a process, and we can get everybody has these fears. I mean, you just listen to me, but we can get you through and walk you through your goals.
There's no better teacher than someone who's been through it. That is what a lot of our clients say, is that they feel comfortable, it's a friendly environment, and they know that their trainers have been through it. So John is the first one we're interviewing. Well, there's a whole slew of other employees here that have a great story and a background and transformation. So stay tuned for those. But for today, John's in the spotlight as he deserves to be. So till the next one, have a great day.
Yep.